Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
All right. Om ajïäna-timirändhasya jïänäïjana-çaläkayä cakñurunmílitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagna Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Sai Lakshmi has written one question. Jaima, question about Akashi records. Mainly the speaker said that whatever we have done as a soul in different birds are recorded in the Akash. Is this mentioned in our scriptures too? Yes, it is recorded in the Akash. Where is the Akash Tattva? The ether Tattva. Akash means ether. So, ether is the element which is your consciousness. You know, your consciousness is made up of ether element. Okay? Your soul, what is the body of the soul? Your consciousness. What are you? Your consciousness. Your consciousness is Akash. The element for your soul, you know, your consciousness is Akash. Akash means ether. So whatever you are doing is recorded in your consciousness, subconsciousness. So consciousness has many levels. I'm talking to you right now. I'm all aware of everything. So I'm speaking from my outer consciousness, right? But deep down, I have subconscious. Subconscious is what makes me realize things. I see a fire in the far. I know. I sometimes, you know, and if the wind is blowing, and if there is jungle around and somebody's lighted up a fire, immediately we know, oh, the fire may just, you know, expand. It may burn everything. And we may fear. From where is that fear coming? Looking at the fire, we should be looking, oh, there is a fire. That's it. But something in the heart says, oh, no. It may be dangerous. So where is that recorded? That danger feeling. Where is it recorded? In your subconscious. What is that subconscious made up of? Ether element. Akash. Akash means ether. Akash Tattva means ether. Ether is carrying everything. I and you are talking on the Zoom. I'm not physically present. Whether you are listening or not, I don't know. But I have spoken. The sound is, where is the sound now? Who is taking it to you? You'll say the cable. The cable is just outer. What inside the cable is taking the sound? The electric current, the voltage, what is it? Ether. The cable, you know, the cable that they use for internet. They call it Ethernet cable in your home. It's Ethernet cable. So what is carrying the sound? What is carrying the image? Ether. Ethernet cables. You're getting it? So we're using that ether for iCloud. We're using the ether for Google Drive. Ether. So all the records, whether you die, it is all there in the ether. The sound, everything is in the ether. So yes. So one way to understand is, yes, it is all there. I'll speak, I'll go away. But after some 4 hours, if you want to go and see, you will see me on ether. YouTube is there. You'll see me forever, as long as YouTube. Now, YouTube or a platform has been given to device to retrieve those things, It's all there in the ether to retrieve it. All these different platforms are created. We used to have radio, Akashvani. Akash means ether. Akashvani, ether carrying the sound, and we used to hear in the radio. So yes, all records are in Akash, and if somebody knows how to get them, they'll be able to do it. That's the technology. That is how so many knowledge, so much of knowledge, when the previous saints, they have said, they have spoken, all the knowledge is in the ether. So sometimes when you are meditating, some knowledge will come to you because it is already there in the ether, in the Akash. Okay. So during Akasha record meditation, when we call guides to help open our records, we are actually tapping deep into our subconscious mind. Yes. This is what, this is what the mantra meditation does to us. We are tapping into the subconscious mind. Why we have to tap into the subconscious mind? What are we, before even into tapping, what are we feeling into subconscious mind is very important. As I explained in chapter 6, people are using different name for meditation, but main thing is, every day, whatever you're interacting, you're feeling in your subconscious mind, and you're making your subconscious mind dirty. That's all. So when we are, for 1 hour, when we are chanting any mantra, sincerely, and we are lost in that mantra, for that many hours, we are actually doing a deep cleaning of our subconscious mind. If I talk to you rudely, no, you take that sound vibration from me, that rude sound vibration. Oh, she spoke this, she spoke this to me, she told this to me. Am I like this? Whole day you are only thinking, she told this to me, she told this to me, she told this to me. And you're upset. And all that vibration of being upset, those emotions, everything, where have you stored? In your subconscious mind? Next day you meet somebody, and they're talking of the glories of God, and how Bhagwan can help you. So whole day you're thinking, Bhagwan is helping me, Bhagwan is helping me, Bhagwan is helping me. So you have filled your mind with that good thought. So that is why meditation is very important. The whole day in your worldly interaction, you are taking up vibes and storing it in your subconscious mind. How do you wash those away? Either being conscious throughout the day, and in the night, remove it yourself. Or keep chanting Bhagwan's name, and the subconscious mind is accepting that vibration. And Bhagwan's name is so strong. It's like if we have cleaner at our home, right? Cleaning solutions at our home. If a place is very dirty, we just spray it and we clean it up. Done. Similarly, our deep subconscious mind, even though we are interacting in the world, if we chant God's name, any mantra, any God-given, Guru-given mantra, it will help you clean your subconscious. We have to fill our subconscious mind with the thoughts of Bhagwan. With the thoughts of Bhagwan. When you meet saints, I have met saints of Vrindavan. They're always thinking about Bhagwan, and they're always in joy. They are living in this world, but their mind is not of this world. They are not doing all this meditation, mantra meditation. Their mantra is different. They are only doing bhajans, like you attend my Prem Ki Peer class. What is Bhori Sukhi doing? Only talking to Radharani, I want to do this seva, I want to do that seva. His mind, his subconscious mind. Can you imagine what is his subconscious mind? What is he doing in his subconscious mind all the time? It's all come in those padas. So he doesn't need to do any mantra. Then he told, I have stopped doing everything, all Vedan, everything I've stopped. I only want your service. I only want to be in Nibrit Nikunji with it. So like that. So we start with mantra meditation to purify it. But the whole goal is to always be engrossed in the thought of Bhagwan, either in the way of seva, the way you're learning in Prem Ki Peer, or in Bayalis Leela, either that way. But the beginner way is this way, which the way you have written, you sit down and you meditate with mantras. Beginner's way is that way. In higher stages, all this go away. You're always in the thought of Bhagwan. And that is more joyous. That is more easy. Okay. So yeah. So we don't have to open our records or anything. We don't work on all that. We only work on remembering God. Then it becomes easy. Okay. Who are we? We don't know. So as you say, when we call guides, yes, we can call. But we don't need anything. Our only guide, everything is Bhagwan. Ananya Bhakti. All right. So that is what we have to do. So we'll go to 11th chapter again. Because we have to understand the shlokas, what Bhagwan is saying. He wants to give you one answer. Yesterday we read that, but it was the end of the class and we were very tired. So I'm going to say that again. Bhagwan says, just see, look at Arjun's. Arjun is seen the universal form of Bhagwan. All those angels whom you are going to call through this meditation, all those angels are there in Bhagwan Swarup, universal form. All the small meditation which are being popularized in the world today, to do something, Arjuna is already seeing it in Bhagwan's universal form. And through the universal form, we are also seeing it. After seeing that universal form, Arjuna says, please, wipe it away. I don't want to see anything. I want to see your 400 form. Bhagwan like, okay, come, I'll come. So Arjuna is now seeing the 400 form, which is Vishnu. And then after doing that, Bhagwan came in his 200 form. Now Arjuna is looking at the 200 form and Arjuna says, thank Bhagwan. Thank you, Bhagwan. I feel nice now. I feel composed. I feel nice. That terrible form was too much for me to handle. I feel nice. You are my friend. And then he goes on saying, please forgive me. I never knew you are Bhagwan. I thought you were just my friend. And I've spoken to you so many things and I have ridiculed you, jested with you. So many things I've done. But Bhagwan, just like a father forgives his son, a husband will forgive his wife. A friend forgives the friend for anything, small misdoing, small mistakes. Oh my Lord, oh Krishna, I beg you for forgiveness. Please forgive. Bhagwan says, Bhagwan is nice. He'll Sri Bhagwan Vacha, Shloka number 52, I'm going to say again. Sudurdarsham idam rupam drishtvanasi yanmama devapi yasya rupasya nityam darshana kangshina. Bhagwan says, oh dear Arjun, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigod, the devatas are ever seeking this opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. I have told you, Bhagwan's this form, 200 form is original. And I've told you from scriptures. Gopal Tapni Upanishad, you read. Brahmaji says, to create the world, even though we feel reading Bhagavatam that Bhagwan is 400 form, this was our impression for so long. But when you really scrutinizingly read the scriptures, and after especially reading Gita, but how will you scrutinize the scriptures if you do not know the Gita? How will you know? In Bhagavatam, we have seen, Bhagwan is sitting 400 form from that navel. The lotus is coming, Brahmaji is sitting there, and then he creates the world. We know that story. We have seen that picture so many times. But here Bhagwan in Gita says, this form is very difficult to see, 200 form. He has given more importance to the 200 form, more importance than the 400 form. Till now, that 400 form is known as Narayana or Vishnu. Understand, there are names for Bhagwan. So when we say 200 form, it is Krishna, Govinda. All this is 200 form names. Krishna, Govinda, Gopijan Vallabha, Gopal. But when we say 400 form, Narayana, Vishnu, those are the names, okay? So Bhagwan says, this is more difficult, and this is the original form of Bhagwan. This is mentioned in Gopal Tapni Upanishad. This is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, but indirectly, somebody who has read the Gita, when they go back to the Shloka where the Shrishtikam is mentioned in second canto, I did that. I did my own inspection, scrutiny, and then I went there and I saw that the point that was missing is, Brahmaji says in Bhagavatam, he comes to me as, and he addresses me as Sakha. Bhagwan appears and addresses Brahma as Sakha. Got it? So whenever Bhagwan is saying you are my Sakha, friendliness, and Bhagwan has appeared in the two-handed form, and that same Bhagwan, Brahmaji is saying, he continues that story in Gopal Tapni Upanishad. That same Bhagwan who made me make this world has appeared to me in this two-handed form, and he appears on this earth, and he has appeared on the earth. He's telling it to Radharani also. Durvasa Rishi is telling Radharani that he has appeared on the earth as this coward boy in Vrindavan, who is your friend. So this form, Bhagwan says, is very difficult. Everybody is seeking to see this form. Why is it difficult? Because in this form, everybody can make Bhagwan their own. The Sakhis of Vrindavan can chastise him. He becomes friend. Is this not what you want? At least I want this. All those concepts of Bhagwan is unapproachable. Bhagwan, if you have to worship Bhagwan, it has to be so formal, so ritualistic. If you are attracted towards that, you want to be ritualistic, you want to be formal with Bhagwan, okay, Bhagwan is there in that 400 form. You can be. Bhagwan accepts your bhakti. But to see Bhagwan as your very own friend, you know what a friend is? Just like how in the world you have a friend. You can go and keep your hand on the friend's shoulder, can't you? You can tease your friend. You can have fun with him. Conceptually also, if Bhagwan, whom you are worshipping so much, he is your very dear one, why should there be even a distance of this formality in between us? Why? He is my very own. He is in my heart. He should be friendly to me. Should not that be the concept? Bhagwan has given it here. So again, there are different kind of devotees who want to worship Bhagwan in different ways. It's their choice. But in bhakti, the power of bhakti is that Bhagwan comes to our level. Somebody wants to worship him in Shantras, no problem. Bhagwan is standing there in his 400 form, you can worship him like that. Bhagwan is Parabrahma. Yes, you can worship him in that. Bhagwan has accepted everyone. Yes, you can worship him. If you relish that mellow, you can worship him. Santya, Shantras, Dasyaras, Bhagwan is my master. If you relish that, you can be. But then there are somebody who are like, why? Why that distance when you are in the heart? I want to be with you. Come with me. Bhagwan comes. How will you make friendship with him if he is not looking like you? If somebody is like you, Swavarge Paramapriti, they say in Sanskrit, which in English translates to birds of same feather flock together. So Bhagwan comes to us like us. He has to become like us. I've told you in the beginning also, Bhagwan takes all these avatars. Mean avatar, Kachchap avatar, lion avatar. Why? There are many stories where he comes to kill the demons. People like to discuss all that because they want to see Bhagwan as the most powerful being who can take care of all their problems. But then there are people who want to really love him. When you fall in love, you don't see the problems. In the world also, it is the same, right? Have you seen the movie? Bollywood movie, Ek Duje Ke Liye and all in our times. People do anything in love. They don't think of the problems. What is going to happen? What is the mother going to say? What is the father going to say? What is the society going to say? They do anything for love. Love makes you go crazy, is it not? So love for Bhagwan Can you understand what that is? Purest love. They are not worried whether Bhagwan is taking care of my problem or not. They are not. The problem doesn't seem problem because you are so much in love with Bhagwan. Who cares? And Bhagwan says, he said in Gita, ye yatha mam prapadyante tam satai bhajamiyam. Remember this answer always in your head. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam satai bhajamiyam. If you want to see him in 1,000-handed form, he is Param Purush, he'll come. Universal form. It's your choice. If you like him like that. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. You like him in 400 form, he will be there for you. 400 form, 800 form, 800 form. Whatever form you tell me, I can take it for you. But Bhagwan, with your 8 hands, I can't have that special relation with you. You know, when you are like me, I feel like, okay, now we are together. Yeah, I will be there for you. You want to see him as Brahma form? Yes, I'll be there for you like that. Yeah, yatha mam prapadyante. He has made it very clear in the beginning itself. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam satai bhajamiyam. Bhagwan takes this 10 famous incarnations we know. He becomes like a fish. He can say, no, why would I become a fish? I am this big form as described in the Vedas. That is me. How can he say that? He cannot. He created the fish. Fish are the part and parcel of him. So he part and parcel of him. He becomes a fish and he comes, I want to play with you. I created this whole game for enjoyment of my own enjoyment. And if I become the Bhagwan and sit at some place, then all the other people are enjoying and I'm not enjoying. No. Let me become the fish. Let me swim in the water. Let me have the fish avatar, fish incarnation. I also want to enjoy the ocean. He becomes a boar. He wants to enjoy playing in the mud. He created this earth. I created this earth. I want to enjoy playing in the mud. I want to be dirty. I want to enjoy this. And it is fun. You may say dirt is fun. Yes, dirt is fun. Dirt is used for what do you call natural therapy. Have you known naturotherapy? People smear dirt and sleep. Dirt takes away so much of things from your body away. It heals you. One says, I will become a boar. I want to be close to these tribal people. I want to have fun with the tribal people. I'll protect everybody. I'll protect the earth. Bhagwan becomes boar. Bhagwan becomes turtle. If he can be in water, he can be on earth also. So he becomes turtle. So now the birds are saying, oh, Bhagwan has become this. Bhagwan, why don't you fly with us too? Yeah, I will come, I'll fly with you, Hansa avatar. Goes and becomes a Hans, flies with them. He enjoys. He wants to enjoy. This world was created for him to enjoy, and he is enjoying in each and everything. That's how we see. We do not see Bhagwan separate from anything. That distinction goes away. We sit near the Ganges is dancing. We know it is Bhagwan, Purush and Prakriti dancing together. You see that? We see the birds, Bhagwan flying. We see the mosquito, Bhagwan fueling. You know, we take our car, right? To fill gas. Similarly, Bhagwan, when he flies, he's tired. He comes and he just, okay, where is the fuel? Fuel is here, blood. He just goes, puts his thing inside and then takes some blood and then again fly. So even the mosquito is Bhagwan. Every place we see Bhagwan. Bhagwan says, me coming to your level, becoming like you, this is the most difficult thing. And oh Arjun, I've come to you. So forget about you asking me sorry, forgive me, everything. Forget about that. I want to be your friend. I created you to enjoy this, relish this moment of friendship with you. I myself took this decision. So this is a very hard form. Even Brahmaji cannot sit and eat with me. But I have come. So the two-handed form. So Brahmaji has mentioned this. So even though we say, the scriptures may have, like when you read Bhagavad Gita and somebody will say, oh, but here he is saying like that, but originally his form is that. No, 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 no. Whatever he has said here, it is also said in Gopal Tapni. It is also said in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said in other Puranas. Those who understand the words, not the translations, the Sanskrit words. If you read the translation will have a different meaning a little bit, because language changes, then you cannot, some things are lost in translation. So like some jokes, certain local jokes, we know, we use those words and we tell those jokes, people will be able to catch. But if you same Hindi jokes or any other language jokes, if you try to translate in English, the joke is lost. So some things are lost in translation. Similarly, when we are reading our Puranas, they are originally in Sanskrit. When we are reading in translations, some translations are lost. But originally, if you like Gita, if you understand the word, and when you read the other Puranas with those words, you will be able to understand. So that is why reading with a guru is important. The guru will, if guru is sincere, and guru himself has done so much of things, then they'll be able to point out, these are the points, these are the points. Got it? So, Shri Bhagwan Uvacha, Sududarsham idam rupam, Drishtvanasi yanmama, Devapi yasya rupasya, Nityam darshana kankshina. Bhagwan says, my dear Arjun, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. Then he goes on, Bhagwan says, so okay, Bhagwan, how can we see this form? Naham vedera na tapasa, na dane na chachejya, shakya evam vidho drashtum, drushtvanasi mam yatha. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas. Getting it? We can study, but it is very difficult to understand. Many times it is more confusing. So we have to meditate. Nor by undergoing penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can understand me as I am. In the purport, I'll read it's a very small purport. Krishna appeared before his parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, in a 400 form. And then he transformed himself into the 200 form. This mystery is very difficult to understand for those who are atheists and who are devoid of devotional service. For scholars who have simply studied the Vedic literature by way of grammatical knowledge or mere academic qualifications, Krishna is not possible to understand. The same Bhagavad Gita which we read, and there's so much of bhakti that comes out. I have read with Sanskrit scholars, and I lost interest in Gita completely when they were teaching, because they see every shloka and they are going to, analyze every shloka. Analyze in the Sanskrit way, the grammatical way. Oh, where are the samas? Oh, what tense this is? Which vibhakti this is? And then you will read and you're like, okay, I'm done. Where is the rasa? There is no rasa in that. And some people, as you see, they will have all those Advaitic interpretations. There is no God, there is no Krishna. It's all energy. And it's so much energy that I get lost. But when you see God as the sakar roop, as somebody speaking like me, coming to my level and making me understand at my level, then I'm like, okay, Bhagwan, now I can understand. Now I can understand. Talk to me, understand my brains. If somebody gives me that energy concept, no, my brain cells die. Immediately, I don't know how many brain cells, the moment they say. So only with one brain cell, I'm alive. But when I read the bhakti interpretations, then I understand. I'm like, okay, I'm becoming alive again. So it is very difficult to understand through analytical knowledge, through speculation. Krishna is not possible to understand so easily, nor is he to be understood by persons who officially go to the temple to offer worship. So there are people who just go to the temple. Oh, we are great bhaktas. We only go to the temple to offer worship and we come back. We do not think on him. I always say, if you love God, you must know about him. Mere chanting of mantras, there are people, most of the people are God-fearing. People who go to temple, I have seen, very sincere with their rituals. They do not know nothing about God, and they are not even interested about God. So why do they do the rituals so sincerely? Because they fear God. God-fearing. If we don't do this, our parents told us, if we don't worship this God, if we don't do this, if we don't do that, something wrong will happen. And life is such, every day there is something wrong happening. So their fear goes on increasing more. More they have to pray. God-fearing. But when you're actually loving God, so there are two ways, God-fearing and God-loving. The way Bhagwan is trying to make us think about him is God-loving way. When we love God, then there is no fear. Absolutely no fear. We love him. Does Arjuna fear God? No. After all this experience, will he fear God? No. He will still sit with God and eat food with him and joke with him and sometimes maybe jokingly abuse him. That is God loving. The Gopis take their sticks and beat him up. That is God loving. There is no fear that this Krishna will punish us. No, there is no fear, absolutely. Mother, Yashoda, beats him up, ties him with a rope. Can you tie God? That leela is so beautiful. So beautiful. Makanchori leela, where, Krishna steals butter. So beautiful. How many times we have heard it? But when I read the Bhagavatam, I have heard it from people, but I could not understand much because, I was into Tantra and I was all into this knowledge thing. But when I read the Bhagavad, mothers, the way Shukdevji have described mother, Yashoda, she is running behind him. And this kid, naughty kid, Krishna, he has broken the pot. He has eaten the butter. His hand is all slippery. And he wants to enjoy this game with his mother. He likes hide and seek. He does with us all the time. He wants to go and hide somewhere. Mother goes and finds. Mother holds his hand and then his hands are slippery because of the butter. Hands are slippery so he runs away. Mother is running again. Tana, stop. He stops. Mother holds both the hands. His hands are slippery. Slips away again. Mother in the end is tired. This is how it is described. Her hair, all the flowers she had put had fallen down. She's sweating. Her hair becomes bad. Her chunni is falling down, and she's running behind Krishna. And Krishna is having this run, hide and seek, chase game, chase me. She's in the end tired, and then she's like, with her hair falling on her face and sweating, and she's like, Krishna, are you really going to trouble me so much? She's almost in tears. This is what he likes. Okay, now surrender. Okay, now you surrendered. No, mother, I will also surrender. Okay, mother, I'm here right now. Tie me. Brings the rope and mother takes and ties him. But before that, mother was not able to tie him at all. Mother tried to tie him with a rope and the rope would become small, 2 inches. Every time this is what is written. 2 inches, the rope will become small and she cannot tie him. Now finally when she said, Krishna, she's tired, she's given up. Now Bhagwan is like, okay, I'm there standing, tie me up. And then she ties. This is Bhagwan. So this whole leela, when we read, the moral of the leela is, when the devotee thinks, I can tie Bhagwan, Bhagwan makes him run. And he slips. He comes, he slips. He comes, he slips. From our vision. But when the devotee has given up, Bhagwan, I tried too much. Will you come? Then Bhagwan himself comes. Okay, I see, you are tried. Now you are surrendering. Now I will come. Now tie me the way you want to tie. This is the leela. Makanchori leela. How beautiful this is. You really start, you feel that. Gopis do that, playing with him all the time. That Bhagwan whom the Vedas are describing, the Rishi Muni with their long beards are sitting and doing tapasya and trying to describe God. That God is busy playing all these games here in Vrindavan. Bhagwan says, this is very difficult. This is very difficult. They love me. They love me. And for their love, I am becoming this for them. Only love can bind me, nothing else. He says in 54, Bhaktya tu ananyaya chakya aham evam vidho Arjuna. O Arjun, only by devotional service, only by bhakti, only by pure love. Ananya bhakti. Shakya, this is possible. Aham eva vidho Arjuna. You can see me as this, like your friend driving your chariot. Gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. This way you can see me directly. And this way only you can understand the mysteries of my understanding. Bhagwan is born as a baby. He's so cute, he's so cute. All attraction in just one body. And he's born and he's sleeping in the cradle. All the ladies are coming and seeing him. And the baby is crying. Quack, quack, quack. Not stopping. Mother Yashoda is trying how to stop his crying. And then Purnamasi comes. She's like, oh, the Lalla is crying. The baby is crying. Oh, looks like there is some evil eye on him. We should remove the evil eye. So how do we remove the evil eye? They bring cow's urine. They get some cow dung. They put it on his face. They are giving a bath with cow's urine. They are taking cow's tail and then moving around his face. This is how they are removing all the evil eyes. All the Brahmanda Devatas are looking up. They're like, what just happened? This Bhagwan, who sits in Vaikuntha with Lakshmi, whose feet we wash with the river, the waters from Virja. This Bhagwan, these ladies, these cowherd ladies, they are not realizing they are bathing him with cow urine. Brahmaji comes there, he wants to stop, and Krishna is in the cradle. Stop there. Let me enjoy this love of so many mothers. How much they think about me. Let me enjoy. He just tells all the devatas, stand there and do not disturb my leela. I am enjoying it here. You will be there. Everybody sing. How beautiful these leelas are. He becomes a small, 4 or 5 year baby. He likes butter. So every day morning he'll get up. Even before he has brushed his teeth or he has taken, wash his face, he'll tell his mother, Mother, I'm going to that Gopi's house. And it's a village, right? So in village, everybody can go to everybody's house. It's open, always. The doors are open. And unlike cities where we have to close the doors. We don't know our neighbor also, but we have to lock it always. We have to be so secured. Our home is secured with CCTVs. Then our community is secured with CCTVs. And apart from that, we'll have security guards. But in villages, still, everybody's house is open. Still, in India. Their hearts are open. So, Krishna, is growing up and he tells his mother, Mother, I'm going to that Gopi's house today. Ma is like, wait, have some breakfast here, then go. No, I'll have it up there. And all the Gopis daily wait. Oh, maybe Krishna will come to my house today. Gopis means all, even the grown-up ladies, they are all aunties for Krishna. Kaki, mami, chachi, all. So in a village, that used to be the feeling. So Krishna goes to the Gopi's house. He's like, I didn't eat any breakfast today. Mama didn't make me breakfast. My mama is very busy. She does not take care of me. She's only busy with Balram. He makes a sad face, How children make up story. My mama does not take care of me. She's only busy with her work. I'm hungry. Can you give me some food? Gopi is like, yeah, I'll give you, but I'm busy right now. What are you busy with? No, I want to tie all this hail. Can you help me? So he's like, yeah, I will help you, but how much butter will you give me? She's like, okay, every hail that you tie, there's all this dry grass, so you have to tie. Every hail that you try, I will make 1 dot of cow dung on your face. So if you tie, say 10, then I'll make 10 dots. I'll give you 10 balls of butter. Is that okay? Krishna says, yeah, let's do that. So while they're tying all these dry straws, they're trying and making one bundle. Krishna and the Gopi is putting 1 dot, 2 dot of cow dung. He takes 3, 4 more dots and places everywhere. So the end of the thing, Gopi knows, Gopi has counted all the hails, but the number of hails are different. There are only 10 hails and he has like close to 14 dots. Gopi is like, Krishna, from where did the 14 dots come? He's like, you only put it. No, I didn't put. From my counting, it is 10. No. You see all the hails. Even those, I did it. This is 14 only. You don't be cheating with me. Krishna, you are cheating. No, you are cheating. Krishna, don't talk to me. I'm going to rub all your dots right now. And then this Gopi takes one bucket which is filled with dirty water, where she has washed her hand, when she was putting the hails, she was putting the dots of cow dung, so that this water is dirty. So she has washed her hand with that water, and this dirty water, this Gopi gets angry and throws it on Krishna, and all the water falls on Krishna and all the dots are rubbed, gone. Krishna, no, all my dots went away. You are cheating me. You're cheating me. You don't want to give me butter. It's okay. Don't have to give. I don't want it. It's okay. Gopi is like, okay, come. It's okay. I'll give you 14. But you should not cheat next time. This is the game that is happening. And Gopi gives him more butter. Eat this roti also. I won't only give you butter. I'll give you butter with roti. And then she makes hot rotis and takes butter and puts it and gives it to Kana. And Kana is eating the roti and the butter. This is the loving relationship existing between Bhagwan and his devotees. That Bhagwan, Vedas are talking about that Bhagwan, and that Bhagwan is playing such games in Vrindavan. Yogis are looking for him in their heart, meditating, and that Bhagwan is playing all these stupid games. He confuses Brahma, he confuses everybody, he confuses Indra, everybody. But the Brajavasis, they are least interested. They don't want to hear anything else. They are happy with their ladala, with their dearmost, their Kanha. They don't have time to hear all those pravachans. Let them give. Let them try to find God through pravachans and discourses. They are busy serving their Kanha, making butter, making food, dressing him, decorating him. They are busy with that. Bhagwan says, this form of mine is the most difficult form. How do you get it? Bhaktya tu ananya. Only by ananya bhakti. Bhaktya tu ananya shakyam. Shakya aham eva vidho Arjuna. So these Gopis, you read the entire Bhagavatam. Shukdev ji has described all type of devotees in all yugas. There are stories of Bhakta, Prahlad, Prithu Maharaj, Dhruv, all the stories you know. And he goes on describing Krishna's birth. And in Krishna's birth also, there are different kind of devotees who are with Krishna. And in the end, he comes to Gopis. After describing all the devotees, he has told, Gopis are the highest. Their bhakti, selfless. They don't know anything other than Krishna. Nothing other than Krishna. Narad Muni once went there. Narad Muni wants to talk about Krishna, about Bhagwan to them. Give them the knowledge. Bhagwan is this. Gopis. The success of life is thinking about Bhagwan. You must think of Bhagwan as that Puran Purush. He's eternal. He is primeval. Everything comes from him. There is no end. There is no beginning. There is no, everything is him. He's giving all those big lectures on Veda to gopis. Gopis listening. Narad Ji is like, yeah, you understood whatever I told you? I give you all the knowledge, you understood? She's like, Narad Ji, I'm sorry. You spoke for a long time. But the problem, I have a problem. First solve this problem. Narad Ji says, what problem? Narad Ji, whatever you are telling is not getting into my head. Why is it not getting into your head? Narad Ji, what can I tell? This stupid Krishna, he's so stuck in the head. Even while you're talking about all these big things, I want to hear. But Krishna is dancing in the head. How do I take this Krishna out? Narad Ji, give me something that I can, if I can take this Krishna out for some time, if he comes out from the head, and if he comes out from the heart, my heart and my head will be clean and clear. Then Narad Ji, whatever you tell, I will be able to understand maybe. But at this moment, Narad Ji, whatever you're telling, I cannot understand about God anything. Because Krishna has captured my heart and my mind, everything. My consciousness, he has captivated it. I cannot understand one single thing of anything else. Narad Ji falls at the feet of gopis. He's like, the state of mind, the state of consciousness, the state of heart for which the yogis are doing so much penance, so much austerities. Oh gopis, you have just achieved it by love. They are praying, they are doing austerities, reading so much, so that God enters in their mind, in their hearts, and lives forever. And you gopis, you have a different problem. You want God to leave your mind and heart for a second? Oh gopis, you are the greatest. God can only be bound by love. Tasya lauleva mulyam. How can you find God? Laulya, that love. Nothing else. It is so easy. By bhakti. Bhagwan gave the answer. Bhaktya tu ananya shakya aham eva vidho Arjuna. Only by bhakti you can get him. And how does the bhakti start? Bhakti starts with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Main three things. Only when you listen. All these stories I'm telling you. Don't you feel God is so near? I can start with a very boring lecture, Brahma Gyan, but after a while it gets really too tiring. But here, these stories will never get tiring. How many times have we heard these stories? How many times? Every time it is new. Every time it is refreshing, lively. In your heart wants to become like a gopi. Narad Ji is going, Brahma Ji is going their head. Not only Narad Ji, Brahma Ji. He sent Uddhav. We all know about Uddhav's state of mind. And not only that, Bhagwan tells Uddhav, oh Uddhav, I do not know how to reciprocate this love of gopis. I myself bow down at their feet. When you read the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan says this word, this is his words. I want the dust of my devotees' feet. The devotees say, oh Lord, please make us like a speck of the dust of your lotus feet. This is what devotees' prayers are. But Bhagwan says ulta. Bhagwan says the other way. Bhagwan says, Uddhav, I go behind my devotees. Their love binds me. I want the dust of my devotees' feet. This is Bhagwan's word in Bhagavatam. Can you understand this relation between Bhagwan and the devotee? Very difficult to understand. But Bhagwan says, you can know me Only one way. Bhaktya, 54th. Bhaktya tu ananya. Only by ananya bhakti. Only by ananya bhakti. Aham shakyam, aham eva vidho Arjuna. If you read Vedas, if you read any books, if you read any Puranas, the goal has to be to get this bhakti. When we start reading Bhagavatam, do not consider Srimad Bhagavatam as an ordinary book. It's a very, very high level book. Very, very high level book. After Bhagavad Gita is high level. And beyond this is Bhagavatam. Each and every chapter, each and every shlok is so powerful. There are stories. But within those stories, there are powerful shlokas from powerful devotees. You will go on reading everything. And in the end, when you read the Gopis, they'll shake you up completely. The entire Bhagavad, the Maharas, when Krishna did the Maharas with the Gopis, those 5 chapters, Rasa Panchadhyay, those are called the soul of Srimad Bhagavad. Gopis are put at that level by whom? Paramahansa Chakra Chudamani, Sri Shukdev Ji. Paramahansa Chakra Chudamani means the crown of Paramahansas. Shukdev Ji. He is the son of Vyasdev. Vyasdev wrote this Bhagavatam. His son, who is Brahmarat, he knew Brahma. He was pure, purest of the pure. He had to be brought down. He had to incarnate to give this knowledge of. Because this knowledge of Gopis, who can speak, who can understand? Only he can give it the right way. He gave it. And Gopis are the highest devotees. And Bhagwan says, I followed their feet. I am indebted to them. What they have given, I cannot return it. I have become bankrupt in front of their love. People come and show their love to me and they ask something and I am happy. Okay, they showed me love. I gave them something. The relation is good. But when Gopis, they go on pouring in love, I cannot return that love in return. How many Gopis? How many Gopis? They are the highest devotees. Bhagwan has said it. Bhaktya tu ananya, shakya aham eva vidho Arjuna. That is ananya bhakti. If somebody has to know ananya bhakti, you'll know it like that. Gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Only this way you can understand and enter into the mysteries of my understanding. I'll read the purport of this. Krishna can be understood by the process of undivided devotional service. Ananya means undivided. He explicitly explains this in this verse so that unauthorized commentators who try to understand the Bhagavad Gita by the speculative process will know that they are simply wasting their time. No one can understand Krishna or how he came from parents in a 400 form and at once changed himself into 200 form. These things are very difficult to understand by study of the Vedas or philosophical speculation. Therefore, it is clearly stated that no one can see him or enter into understanding these matters. Those who, however, are very experienced students of Vedic literature can learn about him from the Vedic literature in so many ways. There are so many rules and regulations, and if one at all wants to understand Krishna, he must follow those principles described in the authoritative literature. One can perform penance in accordance with the principles. For example, to undergo serious penances on Janmashtami, on the day on which Krishna appeared, and on the 2 days of Ekadashi. As far as charity is concerned, it is plain that charity should be given to the devotees or to the bhaktas who are engaged in the devotional service of Krishna. Krishna consciousness is a benediction to humanity. Lord Chaitanya was appreciated by Rupa Goswami as the most munificent man of charity because love of Krishna, which is very difficult to achieve, was distributed freely by him. So if one gives some amount of his money to persons involved in this bhakti, that charity given to spread bhakti is the greatest charity in the world. And if one worships as per the prescribed rules, that is, there is a chance to progress by offering worship and respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For beginners, devotional service to the Lord, temple worship is essential, and this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. One who has unflinching devotion for the Supreme Lord and is directed by the spiritual master, in whom he has similar unflinching faith, can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead by revelation. One cannot understand Krishna by mental speculation. For one who does not take personal training under the guidance of a guru, it is impossible to even begin to understand Krishna. The word tu is specifically used here to indicate that no other purpose can be used, can be recommended, or can be successful in understanding Krishna. The personal form of Krishna, the two-handed form, and the four-handed form are described as sudurdarsham, very difficult to see. They are completely different from the temporary universal form shown to Arjuna. The four-handed form of Narayana and the two-handed form of Krishna are eternal and transcendental, whereas the universal form exhibited to Arjuna is temporary. The words Tvad ananyena na drishta purvam state that before Arjuna, no one had seen this universal form. Also, they suggest that amongst the devotees, there was no necessity of showing it. That form was exhibited by Krishna at the request of Arjuna, so that in future, when one represents himself as incarnation of God, people can ask him to show his universal form. So there are people, imposters. They'll say, oh, we are God. Okay, show your universal form. So Bhagwan has shown it. Bhagwan is not just speaking, he shows. The word na used repeatedly in the verse indicates that one should not be very much proud of such credentials as an academic education in Vedic literature. One must take to the devotional service of Krishna, only then one can attempt to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. I was going to Vrindavan one time with one of my relatives, and this person is a good professor. He's a Sanskrit professor and being called to all over worldwide to by many institutes. So this person, she told me that, oh, why do you go to Vrindavan all the time? I said, I like to meet the saints. When they speak, I understand everything. She's like, no, but you know Gita, you know Bhagavad, you must learn this book, that book, so many books she mentioned to me. I'm like, I don't have the time. And I tell you, I cannot understand. She's like, no, if you read so many books, you will have so much arguments, so many things to speak, so many references. I'm like, no. You may need it because you're a professor. You have to go and you have to talk in all the seminars and everything and teach in schools and universities. You may need it. I don't need it. I cannot understand it. But when I sit with my gurus, when I sit with the saints of Vrindavan, when they speak, that's when I understand. Whatever I know, because while we were traveling from Delhi to Vrindavan, this person was very impressed by whatever I was saying. I said, whatever I have spoken, let me to make it very clear to you. I have not read it so much. Only when my guru spoke, I listened to them. I made notes. Then after making the notes, I came back. And then I looked into the books. Because I had tried myself to read the Bhagavatam many years back. I just did one canto and I was done. I cannot understand anything. I'm done. I cannot read this book anymore. Done. Before that, I tried to attempt to read Puranic literatures. They all seemed so boring to me. But when I started listening to my gurus, and when he started explaining to me, after that I made notes. And after reading the notes, I read the book, and that is enough for me because what is the goal of studying? The goal of studying is to develop that bhakti. The goal of studying is not to impress anybody else. That, oh, I know so much. My goal of study is not even nothing. The only goal is to develop that bhakti. How can I develop that bhakti? What can help me develop that bhakti? And that bhakti, I get it when I'm sitting with the saints of Vrindavan. I see their lifestyle. I see how they are. And when they speak, especially Maharaji, when he speaks, from where he is referring what? I can't even match his pace. That's how I have learned it. So yes, your advice is good, but it is good for you because you want to impress others. But when the goal is bhakti, then the easiest way is to hear from the saints. This is the process, Shravanam. This is the process. So that is what Prabhupada is trying to say. One should not be very much proud of such credentials as an academic education in Vedic literature. One must take the devotional service of Krishna. Only then one can attempt to write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Krishna changes from universal form to 400 form of Narayana and then his own natural form of two hands. This indicates that the 400 forms and other forms mentioned in the Vedic literature are all emanations from the original two-handed Krishna. He is the origin of all emanations. Krishna is distinct even from these forms. What to speak of impersonal conception? As far as the 400 forms of Krishna are concerned, it is stated clearly that the most identical 400 form of Krishna, which is known as Mahavishnu, who is lying in the cosmic ocean and from whose breathing so many innumerable universes are passing out and entering, is also an expansion of the Supreme Lord, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. Yasyaika nishvasita kalam athavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagada andhanathaha vishnur mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tammaham bhajami. The Mahavishnu, into whom all the universes enter and form, whom they come forth again by his breathing process, is a plenary expansion of Krishna. Therefore, I worship Govinda, Krishna, the cause of all causes. Therefore, one should conclusively worship the personal form of Krishna. In Gopal Tapni Upanishad, it is stated, Satchidananda Rupaya Krishna Alakshita Karine Namo Vedanta Vedaya Guruve Buddhi Sakshine. So I mentioned Gopal Tapni. Brahmaji has spoken this. Here he says in Gopal Tapni, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Krishna, who has a transcendental form of bliss and eternity and knowledge. I offer my respect to him because understanding him means understanding the Vedas. This Bhagwan will say in 15.15 from his own mouth. But right now, Brahma, highest authority, right? Whom we know, he is saying it in Gopal Tapni. Gopal Tapni lectures are in Hindi. If somebody wants to hear, it's all on the channel. Go to Smita Venkatesh channel. In the playlist, Gopal Tapni is there. He has said, Brahmaji is saying, he is Krishna, he is all bliss, he is all eternity, he is knowledge. I offer my respect to him because understanding him means understanding the Vedas, and he is therefore the supreme spiritual master, Guruve Buddhi Sakshine. It is also said, Krishna vai paramam daivatam, Gopal Tapni Upanishad. Krishna is the supreme Devata, supreme personality of Godhead. Eko vashi sarvagaha Krishna idiyaha. That one Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and he is worshipable. Eko api san bahuda yo vibhati. Krishna is one. But he is manifested in unlimited forms and an expanded incarnation. Gopal Tapni Upanishad. Brahma Samhita says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Brahma Samhita says, Krishna, Ishvara Param Krishna. Who is Param Ishvara? Krishna. Ishvaraha Param Krishna. How is he? How is his Vigraha? How is his form? Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Who is Krishna? Parameshwar, Supreme Controller, Supreme God. How is his form? Satchit Anand, full of bliss, eternal bliss, knowledge. That's his form. Anadiradir Govinda. He is Govinda. The one who gives pleasure to the cows, pleasure to the indris, pleasure to the senses, pleasure to everyone. Anadir Adir. He's from the beginning, he will always be there. Sarva Karana Karanam, he is the cause of all causes. Who is that? Krishna. Brahma Samhita. Elsewhere it is said, Yatra Vatiranam Krishnakhyam Param Brahma Narakriti. The Supreme Absolute Truth is a person. His name is Krishna. And he sometimes descends on this earth. Similarly, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find all description of all kind of incarnation of God. And in this list, the name Krishna also appears. But then it is said that Krishna is not an incarnation of God. Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. He is not an incarnation. That Swayam Bhagwan, that Bhagwan himself came as Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagwan. Everybody else is incarnation. But that Bhagwan himself came. Ete chamsakala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. This comes in Bhagavatam. Shukdev ji is describing the 24 incarnation of Bhagwan, main incarnations. And then he says, these are main incarnations. 24. Okay, we heard 10. Then you open Bhagavatam, 24. And then he says, oh, these are just main incarnations. I have told there are millions and millions of incarnations. Some are plenary, some are, Anshakala. The incarnations are known as Anshakala incarnations. But Krishnastu, Krishna certainly, Bhagwan Swayam, he is Bhagwan. So this Krishna whose Gita you are hearing is not an incarnation. He is him himself. That God whom the Vedas are describing, he is him himself. He is not an incarnation. He is him himself. All right. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Matta partaram nanyat. Bhagwan described it. We read it earlier. Oh Arjun, my devotees know, Matta partaram nanyat. There is nothing more than me. There is nothing superior to me, to my form as a personality of Godhead. He also says elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Madir hi Devanam. He said in Bhagavad Gita, I am the source of all the Devatas. And after understanding Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, Arjuna also confirms this in the following words. He said in the prayer, Bhagwan, I know, Param Dhama, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Arjuna said, I now fully understand you. You are Bhagwan. You are the absolute truth. You are the refuge of everything. Therefore, the universal form of Krishna, the universal form which Krishna showed to Arjuna is not the original form. It is just a temporary form given for Arjuna's request. The original is the Krishna form. Okay. The universal form with its thousands and thousands of heads and hands is manifest just to draw the attention of those who have no love for God. It is not God's original form. The universal form is not attractive for pure devotees. We don't like him in that form. We want him to be like us. Who are in love with the Lord in different transcendental relationship. What are the relationship? Santaras, Dasyaras, being like a servant. We want to serve you, Bhagwan. So you become our master. What does a servant do? I'll massage your feet. I'll dress you up. Something like that. You become our friend. We'll have lunch together. You become our son. I'll take care of you. If I don't feed you, Krishna, who else will feed you? You're so dependent on me. So become my baby. Or Madhuri love, like the Gopis, conjugal. Madhuri love has, like, you are everything to me. I will share my body also with you. That is conjugal love. You and I are one. In love. That is conjugal love. Given everything for you. Conjugal love. So any of this relationship we can relish. The Supreme Godhead exchanges transcendental love in his original form of Krishna. Therefore, to Arjuna, who was so intimately related with Krishna in friendship, this form of the universal manifestation was not pleasing. Rather, it was painful, fearful. Arjuna, Arjuna, who was a constant companion of Krishna's, must have had transcendental eyes. He was not an ordinary man. Therefore, he was not captivated by the universal form. The form seems wonderful to persons who are involved in elevating themselves by fruitive activities, but to persons who are engaged in devotional service, the two-handed form of Krishna is the most dear. And 55th Shloka, Bhagwan said, my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So Bhagwan has made it clear. He has made it very clear. Anyone who wants to approach Bhagwan on the planet, Krishna Loka planet, in the spiritual sky, he should be intimately connected with Bhagwan. He must take this formula as given by Bhagwan himself. Therefore, this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is directed to the conditioned souls who are engaged in the material world with purpose of lording it over nature and who do not know the real spiritual life. The Bhagavad Gita is meant to show the purpose of life. So one has to work like this, and one has to go to the stage of pure devotional service as described by Rupa Goswami. What is that pure devotional service? Anya bhilashita sunyam jan karma dhyanavitam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami clearly states that if anyone wants to execute unalloyed devotional service, he must be freed from all kind of material contamination. He must be freed from the association of persons who are addicted to fruitive activities and mental speculation. When freed from such unwanted association and from the contamination of material desires, one favorably cultivates knowledge of Krishna. This is called pure devotional service. Anukulasya sankalpaha pratikulasya varjanam. One should think of Krishna and act for Krishna favorably, not unfavorably. Kansa was thinking of Krishna, but Kansa was the enemy. He was thinking of him unfavorably. Gopis think of Krishna, but in love, that is favorable thinking. The devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Therefore, here in this Shloka, Bhagwan says, my devotee has no enemy. He is nirvairaha. And he's always relaxed, he's always chill, because he knows Krishna is taking care of everything. So thus, we will end it up. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad. So in conclusion, the form, the two-handed form which we are seeing is the form of Krishna, and how we can achieve that is by Ananya Bhakti, unalloyed devotional service to him. There are so many comments, I'll read them and then we'll end it up. Okay, Akashik, I have taken this. Kunja Bihari Shri Haridas, can I chant this? Yes, you can chant this. I'm attracted to Swami Haridas Sampradaya from Vrindavan. Can you please translate Helimalju Granth? That is very big Granth. Right now it is not in my, I don't have the time. But if you are really interested, Chirag, then you can hear Prem Ki Peer, but this is from Hitharivanshi Sampradaya. Understand, Haridas ji, Hitharivanshi, they were all together, okay? So they're, whatever they are, Hare Ram Vyas, okay? So all these three, they are three saints of Vrindavan who are Rasik saints, and their padas are almost similar. Their bhavas were same. So they were very friendly to each other. So Haridas ji, Hitharivanshi ji, and Hare Ram Vyas ji, okay? So these three. So right now I cannot translate Kalimalju, but if you are interested in Rasik Granthas, then Prem Ki Peer is going on. It happens twice a week, but it is not on India timing, 3 a.m. As per India timing, it is 3 a.m. But it is there on the channel. So go to Smita Venkatesh channel, open Prem Ki Peer. You will get a lot of Rasik mellows in there. And you can also hear Dhruvdas ji Bayalis Leela. That also has started. That happens as per India time, 5 o'clock in the morning. Very few people I call, only those who are interested, not everybody. It is not a general class. So, but those are there on the channel too. Dhruv Das, 42 leela. And if you're more interested, Hit 84 is there. You can attend. You can hear them also. It is on the channel. All these playlists. Go to the channel. Go to the playlist. Find out Prem Ki Peer playlist, 42 leela playlist, and Hit 84 playlist. Same bhav is there. So it will help you. All right. Ma, I know asking this question after such an advanced stage. Scriptures say that 200 form is the ultimate. Is it because we are human and we want to see Bhagwan in our form? Is it because of that? No. Bhagwan is like that. Bhagwan has told it. Okay. Bhagwan is like that. But Bhagwan says, I am like this. This is my original form. But many people don't want to see me like a two-handed chora. So they want to see Bhagwan in that big form. So I will take that form from them. But Bhagwan's form is this only. This is what his original form is. Jaaki rahi bhavna jaisi Prabhu Murat ne dekhi dekhi. If I associate with being a pure soul, then Bhagwan will come to me as such in his Sachidanand form. Yes, 100%. That the form that is liked most by the devotee with pure conscience, the Lord takes that form to bestow the joy of his bliss. Bhagwan has that ability to show his various forms to his devotees, formless or with form. Yes. This is dependent on the levels of intelligence that the devotee has developed, the spiritual intelligence. Yes. Guru Ma, my goal is to go back to Krishna in Golok and serve Radha and Krishna, be their Sakhi, to do their seva, always be with them. What should I do? Chant Krishna mantra? Yes, you should chant Krishna mantra. I am surrendering everything that I am doing to Krishna, as you said. Yes, perfect. You're doing right. I am surrendering, doing Sri Vidya sadhana too. I am chanting like I am doing this for Krishna. Wonderful. But should I just chant Krishna mantra? Only Krishna mantra is more than enough. If you trust, only Krishna mantra is more than enough. It's upon your trust, Krishna and Ma are one, I remember. Yes. But what should I do now, Guru Ma? I'm saying you. If your faith is only on Krishna mantra, 100, it's your faith. As a teacher, like Bhagwan says, I take so many forms because my devotees want to see me in so many forms. Similarly, when a guru sees a student and the student is at different level, so the guru will only try to encourage you to reach to the highest level where all the differences are gone away. But when I see the students are still having, doubts, still not very fully ready to surrender to Krishna, and they still want to love, or some student wants to only love the form of Ma, then I'll be like, love the form of Ma, no problem. There should not be any distinction. For me, as far as I am considered, now you see me, I went through all the path. So when I was doing Tripura Sundari sadhana, I was doing it with full interest, full enthusiasm, as well as I was reading the Gita. I was not ready to surrender to Krishna, and that love was not happening. Love was for Ma only. Slowly and slowly, gradually, that love started transforming. But the doubt was always there. Oh, am I leaving Ma because I'm choosing Krishna? No. Ma's position is Ma's position. Krishna is my friend. A friend is friend. When you, in the world, your mother's place nobody can take. But you also have close friends, right? Their position also nobody can take. Your husband's position nobody can take. Your son's position nobody can take. But your love is all with all of these people. And this love has different mellows, is it not? In your world. Physically, same way in the spiritual world. Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari is my mother. Her position nobody can take. I love her, but that's a motherly love. Krishna's love, I love him as a friend. He's my best friend. He's my bestie. He's my confidant. He's a witness to everything. We are partners in crime. We do so many things together. Getting it? That friendship is different. So when we reach to that level, then there is no confusion at all. Mother is mother, he is he. I love mother also, I love Krishna also. So regarding sadhana, what does your inner heart say? Depends on that. So if you are not ready to accept Krishna as the supreme right now, keep doing your sadhana of Lalita Ma. And slowly and gradually, she knows your heart. It will all transform. And then you will have no doubt, no confusion at all. And if you leave your body thinking of Ma Lalita, you will go to Ma Lalita's dham. That is also spiritual abode. Don't worry about that. So your worshipping is right. But if you feel, no, I only want to be with Krishna and I am done. I don't want to do any other sadhana. Then leave all the confusion aside. Surrender yourself to Krishna. Those who are Krishna devotees and those who are in Sakhi Bhav, in my group, in my student, there are a very handful of them. I never tell them to go into, I tell them not to even attend the Sri Vidya class. I don't want to confuse them. Getting it? For those who are in Sri Vidya class, I tell them you have to have both. Okay? Understand? So if you have Sakhi Bhav, let me tell you, if somebody has developed Sakhi Bhav, they should not get confused anywhere. Then Sakhi Bhav, you must follow Krishna with that Sakhi Bhav. But to develop that Sakhi Bhav, how are you going to do that? You're going to chant your Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Ananya Bhakti. Then you have to read and hear the Rasik saints. From where you will read the Rasik saints? I have the classes, as I told you. Go to the channel, start hearing Hitharivanji, start hearing Prem Ki Peer videos, start hearing Bealis Leela. Prem Ki Peer and Bealis Leela is ongoing, so you'll be able to catch up. Hith 84 was done long time ago. There are 84, 85 verses in that. So listen that, and that's how you'll develop. So Sakhi Bhav is a different, that also is a sadhana. Okay. So yeah. So I'm saying, is Sri Vidya like a promise that must be finished, or one can go with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra alone? You can go with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra alone. I am feeling so lost, Ma. Please help if I spoke anything wrong. No worries. I told you, if you're confident with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, just hear Bhagavad Gita, go with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Do not even apply for Sri Vidya Diksha. Do not confuse yourself. I want Sri Vidya Diksha. Everybody is taking. No, do not confuse. Do your Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Listen to Gita. Listen to Bealis Leela, Prem Ki Peer, all those things. Got it? It's okay, Ma. I can feel your pain. I still laugh at your half-dry English jokes. Yeah. The cosmic form of Godhead is very difficult to perceive unless the devotion is extraordinarily stronger, and intelligence and thoughts and everything is surrendered to the Godhead with love. Pure devotional string is required. Yes, yes. Krishna. Love has no fear, and there is a strong string with God, with direct communication with Him. This requires great simple bhakti yoga with innocence, purity, and love. Yes. We look forward to learn Bhagavatam from you, Ma. It's going to be filled with lots of Krishna Rasa. Please teach Bhagavatam too. Yeah, I already taught till 3rd canto. When I will start from 4th now. The form supreme is His bliss that is infinite. Krishna Damodara. Ma, speaking of hide and seek, fortunate souls like you who have constant sanidhya of Bhagwan are always in joy. For those poor souls like us who get glimpses of Bhagwan in sadhana, but during times of dry spells when sadhana and separation of Bhagwan causes sadness of his separation, how does Bhakta look this? Oh, we enjoy that. That is viraha. Bhagwan is not seen. Crying for God is the highest bliss. It's like, yeah. So we wait for Him to show His face. So we enjoy viraha yoga. That's even more beautiful. So if you're crying, enjoy. If there is a dry spell, fight with Him. He gives us a dry spell. My Guru, my Maharaji says, Bhagwan gives dry spell for a reason. It's like, living in a desert. When you are living in a desert, everything is so dry. You're looking for water so desperately. And when you find the water, how much you will enjoy that water. So Bhagwan gives this dry spell for you to hanker more for Him. And then when you meet Him, it's like shower of love. And you are drowned in that shower. And then He'll go back again. Because He enjoys the game of hide and seek. So we in fact enjoy viraha more than the sanyog. Because meeting is like fraction. But waiting for Him and crying for Him and thinking of Him, that is endless. And that gives us more joy. We forget everything because we are crying for Him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he gives the Shikshakastika, the last shloka he gives, Ashlisheva padaratam pinashtu mama darshnan marma hatam karotuva yatha tatha vidadatulam pato mat prananathasthu saevanapara. He says, oh my Lord, whether you embrace me, you hug me, or whether you don't even look at me, you just walk over me, whether you just kill me without even looking at me, without even giving you a darshan. Oh my Lord, you are free to do anything because I know you have so many people to attend to. But I also want to make it clear to you. Mat prananathastu saevanapara. You alone are my love. You alone are the Lord of my heart. I cannot see anywhere else other than you. So a lover's state of mind is this. कि मिलो ना तुम तो हम घबराए, मिलो तो आंख चुराए हमें क्या हो गया है. Whether I see you or whether I don't. If I don't see you, I feel like, oh, where are you? Where are you? And when you meet, I don't know what to do, how to even express. So love is a very different state of mind. So yeah, enjoy that. Would you like to speak a little about Virha? I told you, Virha Yog. Virha Virha Akhiye, Virha tu Sultan, Jistan Virha na puje, Sotan Jana, Bilkul, Sotan Jana Masan, just Bilkul. This is what it is. Damodar Leela. Excellent example of Bhagwan's Leela to act as per his devotee's desire to love him. Vraje prasiddham navanita chauram gopangananam chadukula chauram aneka janmarjita papu chauram chauranga ganyam purusham namami. Jai ho, jai ho. Krishna with cow dung dots. Such an overwhelming love of Lord Krishna towards simple loving gopis by undeterred bhakti and love offered to God. Yes. So overwhelming. Gopi Prema Yoga, a supreme devotional service to the Lord. Feeling of Lord everywhere in all objects with undivided devotion. The feeling that is continuous with love, an essential form of knowing him with simplicity. Sakal dwar ko chhadi ke gaiyo twaro dwar, bahi gaye ke kilaj as Govindas twar. Wonderful. God created man just like him. So two-hand form is healed. Yes. Yes. I already joined Sri Vidya sadhana, but I'm getting lost as I want to chant Krishna Naam, Radha Krishna Bhajan. I cry near Lalitambika for Krishna. I have that Sakhi Bhav. Already joined Sri Vidya sadhana. So can I, with your permission, leave? Yes, you can. Is leaving Sri Vidya in between wrong? No. Should I again take birth for completing it? No. I want Krishna and Goloka. Yeah, I see Ma Lalitambika too in Krishna. My soul aches for him. I'm scared of even leaving. Leave that. If you really love God, there is no place for fear. I told you, be God loving, not God fearing. Okay. I am scared of leaving Sri Vidya sadhana. I feel like it's promise. No worries. Tell Bhagwan, I left Sri Vidya for you. Take care of it. Bhagwan says no. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami ma sucha. Don't fear. I'll take care of everything. He said, right? So if you love Krishna so much, trust him. He has to take care. He has to talk with his sister. So he has to make the arrangement. So it's your love. Love makes you do things. If you love him, no problem, absolutely. My soul aches for him. Okay. So don't be scared. You are a true romantic man. Not sure if being romantic is prerequisite to learn how to love Krishna, or if it is a byproduct. Maybe it's both ways. I can't help it. Krishna is love. So romance, romance is a whatever word it is. I don't know from which Latin, Greek, whatever the origin, I don't know. For me, it is romanch. Romance is romanch. Romanch means being thrilled. Being thrilled at the name of Bhagwan. Romanch is like the thrill going in. So people call it romance. But for me, it's not romance. It is romanch. I get thrilled at the name of Krishna. So yeah, I become romanchit. You can say romantic. All right. So yes, when you love Krishna, this happens. Your words, ma is equal to love. Yes, Bhagwan is love. Thank you for today's satsang. Aaj dil bahar aa jayega, overwhelming love se. Good. Blessed to listen and get answers from you, ma. So I can live all mantra chanting of Sri Vidya. Yes, you can be confident. And just be with Krishna. Yes, you can be with Krishna. All right. Thank you, ma. You answered all my questions I had today. Wonderful. Haribol, Jai Ma, Jai Shri Gurudeva. Thank you very much. All of you are welcome. And see you all. Have a Krishnamay day, Lalitamay day, Radhamay day. And see you all in next class. Jai Ma.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome.
Jai Shri Krishna, Ma.
Jai Shri Krishna.